त्यागेश्वरं रामकृष्णं शारदां मातृरूपिणीं विवेकानन्दमाचार्यं नत्वा वक्ष्यामि शुद्धये योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च भैषजेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि. In our last class we discussed various states or stages in which these kleshas exist in our antahkarana, in our mind. Avidya is the breeding ground or the cause of all the other kleshas called asmita, raga, dvesha and abhinivesha. And these remain at different stages in our mind. Those stages were four: prasupta, tanu, vichchinna, udara. Prasupta is dormant stage, which is found maybe in children. The drives are there but in a dormant stage. When the environment becomes propitious, they will manifest. Or they are found in videhas or prakritilaya purushas. These are the beings who have merged themselves in prakriti and all that. These also could be found in us, and they remain dormant for life after life because they pertain to a different species. So kleshas of one particular species through which we have been in our past, those are dormant now because this particular body is different. It is not fit for manifestation of those kleshas. Like that, 2-3 examples are given. These are dormant like seeds. They are there but not sprouting. The other was tanukrita, that is attenuated. These are found in yogis. That is, their kleshas have been weakened by practice of kriya yoga and by different other mental exercises like discrimination or thinking of the opposites or dosha darshana, finding the faults in the kleshas and pursuit of kleshas. So these mental exercises as also kriya yoga, these have weakened their kleshas, so they are there in the mind. That is one stage called tanukrita tanvavastha. Then they are vichchinna or obstructed, where a klesha is overpowered by another klesha. Like attraction is overpowered by hatred. So when one feels hatred, attraction is not manifest, it is overpowered, it is subdued, so to say. Or attraction for one entity is overpowered by attraction for another entity. Or my attraction for car is presently overpowered because I have got attraction for a house, so to say. So this is where the one klesha is, so to say, obstructed or dominated over by another klesha, but it is there. So that state is called vichchinnavastha, obstructed state. And the last is udara, that is fully manifest, where the klesha has made its appearance in the mind. It has broken into, so to say, the lake of the mind into waves, so to say. So these are the four stages in which kleshas remain, and we are aware only of those kleshas which are manifest, that is udara. The other three, we are not aware. What kind of kleshas, supta kleshas we have, we are not aware. The obstructed ones, we are not aware, and nor are the tanukritas. But that doesn't mean they are less harmful. See, it is only the manifested kleshas, udaras, which make us act, which start that chain of cause and effect, which make us think, act, and enjoy or hate or do whatever we want, and then land us into this samsara. So it is only the udaras which have the explicit power to perpetuate this samsara for us. But that doesn't mean the other three are less dangerous. An example was given: just because the enemy is sleeping or enemy is presently weak or presently engaged in a different battle, doesn't make that enemy less harmful. So all the four are kleshas. That's why at all the four stages they are called kleshas. They are sources of afflictions and as such need to be destroyed. And the destruction comes only in the state of knowledge. When this prasankhana, that alone will burn these kleshas. Till then no one is safe. Even tanukrita kleshas, which have been attenuated, they have the potential to become udara. If the aspirant yogi is not cautious, inadvertence may lead to again these tanukrita kleshas becoming udaras. So like that, these are the four stages of yoga and avidya is involved in all of these. Having said that, we started discussion on what is avidya. And that sutra was kind of split into 4 sub-sutras, you can say. It says, anityeshu nitya khyati avidya. Ashuchau shuchi khyati avidya. Dukkhe sukha khyati avidya. Anatmani atma khyati avidya. So avidya is khyati, it is a knowledge, it is an experience, so to say, of permanence in that which is impermanent, of pure in that which is impure, of happiness in that which is actually a source of misery, and of self in that which is non-self. This perception, this taking one for the other, was defined as avidya. So it is kind of fourfold, or it acts in 4 ways, you can say. The first one we discussed, anitya nitya khyati. We have this idea that this is permanent, and the example was given dhruva prithvi. This earth is eternal. We think it is eternal, but actually it is not, it's a product. So also people want to go to heaven thinking that it is eternal. It is not eternal, it's a product. It will end when the time of dissolution comes. That also has to go. So this kind of taking what is non-eternal, what is impermanent to be permanent, is one kind of ignorance. And in our day-to-day life also we live as if we are going to be eternal, we are going to live forever. The things around us, the people around us, we behave as if they are going to be there forever. So that sense of eternality, permanence in non-eternal is there in all our dealings. So this is one kind of avidya. The other was ashuchau shuchikhyati avidya. The sense of purity in that which is impure. Sense of purity in that which is impure. And the stock example given is human body. Human body is impure. We know it is impure from the very fact that we have to clean it every day. If it were pure, then we wouldn't have to clean it every day. But the very fact that we have to clean it every day, it is a proof that it is not pure. And there is this notion of purity in this impure body, because unless people have this notion of purity, they wouldn't be attracted towards it, they wouldn't be wanting it. So when a person gets attracted towards another body, the sense of shuchi is underlying it. No one gets attracted towards something that one knows or sees as impure. So that in Vedanta it's called shobhana buddhi, sense of being attractive. In here it is called shuchi. So unless there is shuchi buddhi, there won't be attraction. But we see attraction. So the very fact that a person gets attracted to another human body is proof that he or she has a sense of shuchi, purity in that other human body towards which he or she is getting attracted. And this is avidya, an example of seeing pure in that which is impure. And Vyasa actually takes a dig, so to say, at the poets. So he says the poets, they describe human bodies in such terms like this is made up of honey and milk, and it has emerged from the moon, Chandram Bhitva, like that he says. He says these poets describe human body like that, but what are they comparing with what? So kind of he takes a dig at these poets. Now this Ashucha Ushucha Buddhi is there in the minds of most other people. This also covers this particular klesha, this particular form of avidya, also covers two other forms of avidya according to the Bhashyakaras. One is apunya punya buddhi and anarthe artha buddhi. So these two are also included in this ashucha ushucha buddhi. Apunya punya buddhi is sense of punya or virtue in that which is actually an apunya, which is actually a vice, that which is actually a sin, in that sense of punya or virtue. And examples given are very crude people when they engage in sacrifices which are not sanctioned by the scriptures. They indulge in violence, kind of sacrificing animals or whatever that is not sanctioned by scriptures. Now that is an act of apunya, vice, sin. But they have a sense of punya in that. They think that they are gaining merit by doing it. That is apunya punya buddhi. Or even this religious fanaticism which involves violence. It seems those people, they have an idea that this is an act of virtue, and hence they engage in violence. So that is nothing but apunya punya buddhi. So that is one form of avidya. And the other very pervasive form of avidya is anarthe artha buddhi. That which is purposeless or which is cannot really be the goal of life, artha. In that, people have sense of kartavya or sense of artha, sense of purposefulness in that which is purposeless. The example given is people when they run after inordinate amount of money or power, position, name, fame, they think this is the goal of their life to achieve all this. Now, artha is okay to a point, yes, artha has been declared as one of the purusharthas. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So, yes, it is a purushartha, but up to a what point? People cross that and they think that earning money or all other things, these are the very purpose of life, these are the very meaning of life, the life is meant for that. That kind of sense of purpose they develop towards that which is purposeless. Because finally, however you earn, everything has to be left here. Whatever name, fame, whatever is there, when we leave this body, all that becomes meaningless. So these things in themselves are purposeless. But people have this sense of purpose in all those achievements and all that. So that is anarthe artha buddhi. That is also a form of avidya. So these are the two. The first was anitya nitya buddhi, the other was ashuchau shuchi buddhi. Third is dukkhe sukha buddhi or dukkhe sukha khyati. This is explained in two ways. The meaning is taking dukkha for sukha. Now, this is not some kind of damaged brain which is taking misery to be pain. That is not the meaning here. The two explanations are given. One is that which is dukkha sadhana. In that we have sukha sadhanatva buddhi or sukha buddhi. When people pursue indiscriminately objects of pleasure, they are actually creating misery for them. All of that is nothing but instruments of misery, means of misery, dukkha sadhana. But in that pursuit, they get sukha buddhi. they think that they are getting somewhere, they are achieving something. They even enjoy it. Even that enjoyment is nothing but, so to say, paving the way for misery of samsara. Ultimately, in one later, the Sutrakara will say, Sarvam Dukkham Vivekana. For a Viveki, for a man of, or a person of a discrimination, everything is misery. So in such pursuits and actions and enjoyments which are paving way for misery, we have a sense of pleasure. That is dukkhe sukha buddhi. What we do today, tomorrow it is going to cause pain for us. Without seeing that, we see the immediate pleasure. So that is dukkhe sukha buddhi. That is one form of avidya and one way of explaining it. The other way of explaining is about people who harbor hatred or jealousy and all that. See, these are negative sentiments, sentiments of hatred and all that. They are not pleasant. They don't give any satisfaction or happiness to a person who is harboring it. But still, that person pursues that hatred, acts on it, and thinks that he or she has got something. So it is dukkhe sukha buddhi. That hatred is actually painful. It is not something that we would like to cherish. But being under the influence of this avidya, they get some kind of satisfaction, some kind of peace by pursuing that hatred. That is a form of avidya which says it is dukkhe sukha buddhi. Because that hatred is an unpleasant feeling. Definitely, no one wants to feel hatred in one's own heart. But still people harbor it, they nurture it, they work on it, and they feel some kind of satisfaction in it. That is purely dukkhe sukha buddhi. So that is the third form of avidya, finding pleasure in misery. And the last one, which is so to say all-encompassing, is anatmani atmabuddhi, having the sense of selfhood in that which is non-self. This is so to say quite pervasive. The non-self, starting from our antahkarana, our mind or buddhi. Then there are senses, our body, and then in many cases it gets extended to the family members, in some cases to the pets, in some cases to the things around. In all these, we develop a sense of identification. That is anatmani atmabuddhi. How it is known that we have a sense of identification towards these? When there is prosperity in any of the people around us, we feel as if we have become prosperous. When there is damage to something or person, we feel as if we are damaged. So there we understand there is this anatmani atmabuddhi. That which is non-self, in that there is a perception of being the self. This is the fourth form of avidya, which is, so to say, a very crux of avidya. Having described these four, couple of other points about this whole concept of avidya. This avidya is, the Bhashyakara goes into a bit of grammar where he says, avidya, this is not just absence of knowledge. Avidya is just not absence of knowledge, but it is, so to say, opposite of knowledge. And he gives example also, avidya, because in various ways this word avidya can be explained grammatically. So he says it is just not absence of knowledge, but it is just the opposite of knowledge. And he gives example in Sanskrit which is called amitra. Mitra is a friend. Amitra is not just a person who is not a friend, But Amitra is an enemy, Shatru. And so, in the same manner, avidya is just not absence of vidya, absence of right knowledge. It is the opposite of that. It is wrong knowledge. Avidya is wrong knowledge, and that's how it was explained by Patanjali and also the Bhashyakara Vyasa. It is wrong knowledge. It is positive. It is not absence. It is positive. There is a khyati, there is knowledge, but it is wrong knowledge. And that's how this definition of Patanjali kind of stands out for being very practical. About this nature of avidya, there is a lot of philosophical discussion in various scriptures. Of course, all of them agree that finally it is anyasya anyavabhasatam navyavicharati. As Shankaracharya says, various definitions of avidya and misapprehension, they don't go out of this particular phenomena that one thing is appearing as another. And that's what Patanjali has also said. One thing appearing as another. So there is perception. Only it is a wrong perception. That is the avidya. Second point we have to understand is this avidya is a layered phenomena. See, these four types of avidya or fourfold avidya, it works in tandem. It works with each other. So, anatmani atma buddhi is there at all times. Now we saw in the earlier sutra, avidya kshetra uttaresham prasuptatunu vichchinna udaharanam. So this avidya is going to give rise to next four kleshas called asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, called sense of ego, sense of I, attraction, hatred, and clinging to life. It does it in a layered fashion, in the sense the anatmani atma buddhi is present in all the other kleshas. Then there is anitya nitya buddhi is there. Any klesha we take, there is this wrong knowledge that this is permanent in an object which is not permanent. It is there, one on top of the other. First, there is this anatmani atma buddhi. Then there is anitya nitya buddhi. Then there is ashucho shuchi buddhi. Then we run after that object. Or anarthe artha buddhi. We run after that object. Or there is dukkhe sukha buddhi. We take care, we pursue that hatred. Like that, this avidya is a layered phenomena, one working on top of the other, so to say. And this anatmani atma khyati being the basis of all of these. So that's how he has described this avidya. As I said, this is a very practical definition. He has not gone too much into the philosophy of it, but a very practical definition he has given. The next he will take up the enumeration or defining the other four kleshas, namely asmita, what is asmita, and raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, which we will see in our next class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.